speak to you about the new ways of learning, which is game-based learning or gamification. So what is your stand on that? I'm sure you would have seen a lot of peers of yours, or you would have seen a lot of case studies. Are you currently currently using it within your ecosystem, or have what kind of solutions have you come across which are very interesting according to you? So please do let us know something interesting about this topic, because this area is something a lot of leadership folks are really talking about. There is a lot of conversation around game-based learning. In fact, the articles and the reports are really kind of zooming up. In fact, we are doing a research on this particular topic, and very soon the report we are planning to kind of bring it out. So, and that's my personal interest as well. So what's your personal
thought? It all started with pure play e-learning modules, right? And you had those level 1 to 4 e-learning modules, which then slowly got replaced by video-based content. When I say video-based content, it's more of animated content and animated graphics, infographics, usage of all of that. And then the third transition that happened in the content deployment space is in terms of really taking the help of media houses to really shoot live blood and live events and process events in reality, so that people get more hands-on, or rather they get a feeling of realism in those videos and content. So the transition in the content happened in that way, from e-learning content to video-based infographics, and then to your media house-based, which is more flesh and blood kind of content. The second evolution that happened is because everybody got used to now e-learnings and videos and all of it, the style of narration slightly changed. It became more of storytelling. So now people want to really listen to stories and videos, and that too, it became bite-sized. Nobody is willing to really look at or invest more than 10-15 minutes on any learning content. So it became bite-sized, and I would even say it micro-sized, which is not more than 1 or 2 minute content in various formats, not necessarily in video, but in audio, podcast as well, right? So that is one kind of transition that has happened there. The second kind of transition that has happened is the upcoming technologies like bots, artificial intelligence, machine learning. So these have actually started playing a role of replacing a lot of rudimentary or mundane tasks which used to be done by humans. And it has taken over that task beautifully. But only challenge there that I've realized is, for all these to really give you the right output, you should really be sitting on a large data bank or a data lake, because AI and bots all take data information which is currently stored at your end, and then it really works on and turns on and gives you those outputs. So until you have a large data bank or a data lake which is available with you, these technologies are good, but will you be able to utilize that to the extent that you would want to use? That's still a question. So, but it's the right time for you to invest in those and build that data lakes which you can leverage on later. The third thing is, like you said, is simulations, right? Simulations are the same and game-based learnings, wherein you draw the interest of the learner. Like I said, people got bored looking at plain rudimentary vanilla offerings of content. Now they are looking at game-based and relatable game-based. So it could be some themes which are relatable to their personal interest. And as long as you're able to understand what is the learner interest, or what is the area of interest in a game, or a typical game that the person is interested in, and you have a module which is somewhere linked to that, then it gains the traction. As simple as people love cricket. If you have a game which is based on cricket, or an assessment which is on cricket, you have a lot of traction which is being built. Right, so understanding that learner interest in the game, and everybody, and when you talk about games, everybody is very personal, because I have a choice and my choice will not match with yours, right? And hence you have to be very choosy, and you have to really look at what are the various spectrums of games which are available, and really build in that. Or also look at simulations. And why simulations? Because that's the safest environment that you provide an employee to really work. So even if he makes a mistake, or he can make hundreds of mistakes and still come back and say, okay, that's fine, I have to learn from my mistake. But in the real world, you can't really make mistakes. So giving that experience to the employee to really make mistakes is what the game-based approach or a simulation has really helped us there. So how do you bring in those simulations and that free environment that give that employee a free will to really explore? The fourth thing that I've also seen is, which we are also currently working on, is something which is a system-driven approach, which is again something similar to a learning in the flow of work. For example, you have a CRM system, and you have people working on CRM system. Typically, what you have is a simulation module of the CRM, which says, you use me, try me, test me modes is a similar, peculiar mode that you see, wherein the learner again has to go outside his ecosystem, do this module, experience it, come back, and when he's actually doing CRM or entering in CRM, there is nobody to help. But there are technologies which are currently available, which sits inside that CRM itself, which will give you real-time support wherever you are stuck. So as an organization, I can give or throw nudges to people, depending on what kind of errors typically people make in the system and during entries. If there is anything which is a very critical information which I need to say, look, when you're entering, you need to mask your first 8 digits of the Aadhaar, which typically comes as a mistake that people, then when the entry stage is there, I can pop up the message inside the system itself, saying that, look, this is an area of error, please ensure that you mask the first 8 digits. So technologies which now sit inside your core applications, and which will really help the learner to learn and give them that experience of learning in the flow of work. And something very simple as WhatsApp. Earlier, WhatsApp was only used for chatting. Now, WhatsApp is a learning tool or a learning channel by itself. Especially in the IT side, similarly, you have sandbox experiences. You have simulators, which people can really do hands-on experience and learn and make mistakes and then correct those mistakes and build their own models. And last but not the least, providing the opportunities for hackathons. So that's where you really build in and bring in that element of creativity and give that employee the full freewheeling opportunity to really create, build, explore, deploy, and then realize whether it's working or not working. So I think probably these are some of these new age technologies which are currently emerging, and I'm sure it will keep. And not to forget this, obviously your MOOC, open courses, MOOCs. Earlier, MOOCs used to be a very premium content. You need to subscribe, you need to pay before you start accessing them. Today, it's a very open content. Only if you need certification, you need to really pay. Otherwise, it's free and available for anybody and everybody to use. So that is the liberalization of content that has come in. Obviously, we have also started using or taking help of QR codes and deploying content remotely. So for remote branches, you have a QR code which is pasted, and anything which is an update on process policy, immediately you push it through the QR, the person scans there and he gets an information. So that flow of information has become so much fast and at a quick pace. It's all new technology and inventions that has helped us there.